What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back at you with another video. And today we are finishing off this mock draft with round 4 of 4. Happy holidays, everybody. This is my first video I'm making after Christmas. So hopefully you guys had a wonderful time. Of course, if you guys are new, like, comment, subscribe, watch the first 3 rounds, and then come talk to me. So we got all those links down in the description as well if you guys want to hit me up. Let's kick it off with the Jags pick at 103. I think getting some veteran presence in the interior might be a good idea. I know the defensive end situation is one that we could fix. Aiden Hutchinson can play anywhere, to be honest with you. We could also get somebody to compete on the outside, especially a wide receiver as well. I just am not a huge fan of too many of these guys. Velus Jones Jr. seems like a guy that the Jaguars would be interested in picking up. It's a guy who's an excellent return man, and he's somebody who's very good with the ball in his hands. So somebody who could definitely be a good guy there. Somebody who I'm going to be scouting soon because I'm going to be doing the deep dive on all the receivers in the class. DJ Matthews. Yeah, so that guy's pretty cool. But I honestly want to see if we can fortify the line at all anymore, and we can. There are some very solid options still on the board. Ed Ingram being one of them. I think his ability as a run blocker is supreme, and I think the abilities that he has shown, the strength, is an excellent foundation to continue building upon. 104 with the Browns. I think you need a true run stuffer next to Tyler Shelvin if you really want some running, some guys who can really dominate. And I think Fedarian Mathis brings that veteran presence that offers another level. You got Jordan Elliott there. You got Tyler Shelvin's on the Bengals. Well, that's even more of a reason. You got Fedarian Mathis to kind of be your big run stuffer in there. It's also a guy who has a lot of experience. He's going to come in and make a day one impact. Haskell Garrett deserves some respect too, though. 105 with the Seahawks. I don't really know what offensive lineman is going to offer much to them at the moment. Again, have not seen Andrew. Actually, I have seen Andrew Stuber. I'm not a huge fan of him. I'm not. The right tackle situation at Michigan seems to be exponentially worse than their left tackle. That might be why he looks bad, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. Actually, Rasheed Walker, he looked terrible too. I can see him falling very far. He had reps where he did very well against Aiden Hutchinson, but he had reps where it was scary, to put it bluntly. It was very bad. I would still probably take him though. And I think that's what we will do. I think he's worth taking a shot on, especially on a team that desperately needs help. You know, Abina Eze deserves a bit more respect. Nigerian native coming in from TCU and Memphis going to the Seahawks. Again, that game is just starting to scare me a little bit. 106, I'm not getting another shit tackle for the Panthers. I think this could be a good team. I mean, you think about it, the only thing you really need to develop is the offensive line. And the guy who I think is best is Alec Lindstrom. I know some people are pulling for Jarrett Patterson. I just can't see, like, Tyrese Robinson. He's a guy who stands up way too tall. I'm also going to go Donovan West. He has guard center versatility, and the left guard situation, not looking good. I kind of have to give some respect to Andrew Voorhees, though. I know that he's actually pretty talented, but Donovan West can be that center. I think that will be added value to the Panthers. So Donovan West out of ASU. Also, I think he fits the scheme pretty damn well. 107 with the Ravens. This is a team that could use another boundary. You can go after a guy like Justin Ross as a tall threat. You can get another tight end because I think Greg Dulcich is still on the board, and he is, and that'd be a great steal. And honestly, that's where we're going to go. I think that's the right route. Greg Dulcich is still here. You might as well take him. 108 for the Buccaneers. Oof. What to get for them? Honestly, let's go corner. You know, you still have Marcus Jones on the board. I think you can play in the slot as well, but you could also go Caleb Evans here. Did I see the guy out of Alabama? No, not Josh Jobe. There's another kid out of Alabama that I like a little bit more than Josh Jobe. You got Riley Moss here as well. Don't think that he's going to be going. He's going to be going this round probably, but we're not going to be taking him here. We're going to go after a Caleb Evans. Noah Daniels decided to return out of Missouri, so don't even know. I really don't get why TDN. Honestly, they probably took him out. This is, of course, the draft order and draft board from when we started this, which is not updated. So 109, we got the Seahawks again. Good for the Seahawks. Honestly, they could use another corner. It's not down to just like one corner that they could use. Marcus Jones is somebody who I could really see on the Seahawks. So that's probably where we are going to go. You could go Alec Lindstrom here though, or Voorhees. You could go either way. I'm gonna go Lindstrom. I think again that offensive line combo is what wins in the NFL. 110 with the Jets. Yeah, I think this could be a good spot to address your edge spot with a guy like Brenton Cox on the board. ZTF off. Ooh, boy, my boy, yay, is a beast. I have him above Brenton Cox at the moment, but I haven't done my full deep dive on Brenton yet, so we'll see about that one. Yeah, I did my deep dive on Boye. Oh man, he's worth it. I have him as a third. He's above guys like Zach Harrison, who I think I've already taken in this. Did I already take Zach Harrison? I think I did, but that's just because of that athletic upside at his size. Yeah, seems like a guy that the Saints would be interested in. Boy, Mafe, oh my lord, I absolutely love him. He's such a beast. The Washington football team is going to take Marcus Jones here, though. You could use a slot corner. I know that Cameron Curl sometimes plays there. You can't expect this guy to play three positions at once. Marcus Jones has played a boundary for most of his career. He's played about a quarter of the snaps, even this year, over at slot. And at 5'8", that's usually where you're going to be slotted in, no pun intended. But he's a really solid cover corner out of Houston. And again, I think this is where his height is going to push him to. 112 with the Falcons. I think this should be a spot where we look at wide receiver. Alec Pierce has shown to be a really good deep threat. Trey Turner's shown some goodies as well. It just really depends on where y'all rank him. And honestly, Justin Ross wouldn't be a bad option here. It is a little bit early for him still. I'm not a huge fan of it. I would probably look at Petrie at this point, adding some depth. Tyke Smith returning. I'm going to assume Verone's going to return as well. Just again, he's a redshirt sophomore. It's usually what you do. But you could go Nick Cross here as well. Hyper athletic safety out of Maryland. I really like the idea of receiver. It's not good enough here. We're going to go Nick Cross. I think he will test well. So I think that will get him selected around this point. 113 with the Saints. This could honestly be Jalen Petrie as well. And that's exactly where we're going to go. Two high-end safeties going right here in the fourth. You just have to start taking them at this point. I'm not a huge fan of many of these other guys, but we'll see. When I continue doing these deep dives, we'll see what happens. 114 with the Browns. This is a team that doesn't need jack shit, to be honest with you. So honestly, for me, I want to find the guy who offers the most value, and that's going to be an offensive lineman like Andrew Voorhees. I just did the Browns video as well. Continuing to get offensive line depth, which is something that they honestly don't have that much of besides that left tackle, is probably the right move at this point. Also taking him from the Raiders. The Raiders, not a great situation. But you still have guys like Haskell Garrett here who are excellent pass rushers that I think would offer a lot to this team. We already went corner. We could go linebacker here, though. You got Quay Walker as well as Damone Clark. I think Damone Clark is somebody who will probably be going in this range. So we're going to take him. Linebacker situation ain't too great. And I don't think the defensive tackle situation that is in this draft is going to really solve it. You could go Haskell Garrett there and take a shot, but you're taking a chance. You're taking a chance. At this point, I think Quay Walker has to be this pick. He very well should be this pick. We could look at a wide receiver, again, like Justin Ross, just to give somebody on the outside. But honestly, no, we're going to go Quay Walker out of Georgia. Again, these linebackers that are going to be going to the Senior Bowl are probably going to get a little bit more light on them. Quay Walker, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be one of them. 117 with the Falcons. It's too bad Greg Dulcich ain't on the board. Otherwise, I'd be taking him. I'm assuming Josh Wiley and Jaleel Billingsley are returning, by the way, for people who are probably like losing their mind. Charlie Kolar could still be this pick. You could go with a wide receiver here. I'm thinking of somebody who's good on the outside. Alec Pierce seems like he could be someone, just not athletic enough. Again, I'm really intrigued. I'm like targeting in on Justin Ross here, guys. And let me know what you think. Yes, Cards, this is a pick that we traded for because you guys don't usually have a fourth round pick. So we could trade back and get Justin Ross. I think that is a heavy position of need. Have we got an offensive line for you guys? Pretty sure we went Travon Walker. We probably went who do we get for you at corner? I would Nehemiah Pritchett. That's solid value for that point. And then we got running back. And then, yeah. So I think offensive line actually wouldn't be a bad idea. You got guys like Cade Mays here who have, if I'm not mistaken, he's actually played tackle as well. He was at Tennessee. So somebody who you could bring in to, just grow and develop there because he does have a lot of potential. I hate Dylan Parham with a passion. I haven't looked at actually Emil yet, so I gotta check that one out as well. But Tyrese Robinson, he's a late fifth for me because he just stands up too tall. So we're gonna go Cade Mays here out of Tennessee. It's an offensive guard choice. Again, guard is something that you could target even in the first round, but Cade Mays, solid option there. 118 for the Colts. I think this is a good spot to go corner. You got THT on the board. I think that the value of slot corners actually being a little bit underrated in the NFL right now. You look at these slot corners locking down some of the best receivers, some of the best tight ends. THT is not going to lock down any damn tight end, but I think that he'd be an excellent addition to this team to be able to succeed Bryce Callahan, who should be trying to go out and get his Monet. So 119 with the, I was about to say the Buccaneers. I don't even know why. The Dolphins. This might just be a pick here for a wide receiver. We might just do it because you still have Justin Ross here. I think it's worth it. Just take the upside pick, man. 120, I think for the Ravens, you should go. I think safety is a good option here if there's somebody available. Fortunately, we just drafted the two safeties I was thinking about. Linebackers, certainly something you could take because they do a very good job targeting mid-round linebackers. Michael McFadden could be a fun one. I'm not sure if Owen Pappoe is declared or not. Of course, since I don't have this updated, it wouldn't say, but we're going to assume Owen Pappoe is returning just because, again, when you have a season-ending injury, it's not usually the best for you. This could be a team that develops Rashid Walker, though, and I think that's the right spot for him. I think that's a good spot for Rashid. He's going to play solely depth for right now, but that's the way it rolls. With the Jets at 121, this could be Andrew Stuber out of Michigan, but I'm going to hold off for right now until I actually watch him even closer because I did watch a couple of Michigan games. So I'm pretty sure I saw Arnold Ebiketie versus Michigan, and he kind of ate Stuber up. Whoops. So this should definitely be a running back pick, though. You have Tyler Beatty here, Jerome Ford. Honestly, I think that Jerome Ford isn't a perfect back to pair with Michael Carter because, again, both of them are really home run. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we're going with Rachaad White. I love Rachaad White, especially pairing up if he's able to stay healthy with Michael Carter. Oof, Rachaad White's fun. 122 with the Colts. Yeah, this would have been a spot for Rashid Walker to continue developing. Hate Tyler Vrabel. I need to watch Braxton Jones just the way it is. I think this is a good spot. Oof, where do we go with this team? We could go another corner. You still have some really good ones on the board. I think that's actually where we do go. Riley Moss out of Iowa, sticking pretty close to Indiana right there. He's a good selection to have. He's extremely athletic, and he's able to pick off the ball, so good ball skills. That's a good foundation for somebody to be a cornerback 4 or 5 to be able to have that upside to go to corner 3 or 2. 123 with the Bills. Again, we're kind of drafting for depth here. This is a squad that could use somebody else like Jerome Ford, Tyler Beatty, Britton Brown, another guy who deserves some respect here. Zonovan Knight, another guy who could be drafted in this range. Another reason probably why to continue pushing down the board. But, oh, man, this is a weird spot because Kyron Williams is here, and it's kind of like too good to pass on. But, again, it's like kind of too many cooks in the kitchen. I'm going to go Jerome Ford here. Just another deep round running back that you can continue rotating in your system. 124 with the 49ers. I don't know. I just continue like bugging out when I see a team's logo. It's just weird. This is a squad that could use somebody who's good after the catch. I don't think we have much on the board except Velus Jones. That'd be a good guy for this squad, in my opinion. You guys can give me your thoughts on that one. Don't think they're going to be going after guard or tackle in this draft. Just doesn't seem like the right move. They could try to fortify their slot position. Unfortunately, most of the slot corners are gone. So, oof. I think, honestly, that's going to be a fun pick. Velus Jones Jr. is an excellent guy with the ball in his hands after the catch. I think that he's going to be drafted around this range. Just, again, you have that high upside as someone who's a great returner. So that means he's going to be able to play a day one impact for you. And then he's also going to be really solid after the catch. So you get him on a screen, and he actually provides some threat as a depth weapon. So take him, see what happens, and continue going from there. For the Chargers, I don't think this could be a team that could use a guy like Tyler Beatty. This is where the running back should start falling off the board. It's a good spot for him. Kyron Williams is here. We might see a team move up for Kyron, but I honestly think that team next to them will be taking him first. So with the guys on the board, I'm assuming Nolan Smith's returning. This could be a team that just goes after Brenton Cox. Let's see. Did they go after Josh Pascal? I'm pretty sure this is the team that did, because he's going to be interior. Yeah, let's go Brenton Cox. Yeah, this is a good spot for him. He just has flashes on tape that are really lazy, and I just don't like drafting lazy players. But he also has some very good flashes as well. Brandon Cox, somebody who I just have a love-hate relationship with, and that's okay. This is a guy who can play outside. He'd be in Uchenna Nwosu's replacement, and it's just a great spot for him. For the Texans, I honestly think going after another running back is the best move. You went after Spiller, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just triple check that one, because don't want to be drafting 2 scat backs to this team, because that'd be just really bad. So we got Kobe Bryant there. Kenneth Walker. I definitely passed the pick that they made a running back selection on. But they went Isaiah Spiller. This is going to be Kyron Williams out of Notre Dame. You're just continuing to get, you see what Rex Burkhead's able to do in this offense. Imagine Kyron Williams can block as well. For his size, he can block. But it's just a really good 1-2 punch, Kyron Williams, as well as Isaiah Spiller. 127 with the Bengals. Also, it's how you revamp a franchise. 127 with the Bengals. This could be a guy like Tyler Davis. You could pair him with Tyler Shelvin, but I don't know if we're exactly going to need to do that. We could look at the value of some edges here. You got O'Shawn Mathis, Xavier Thomas, Tyreek Smith. You got Michael Clemens here as well, someone who deserves a lot of respect. I don't know why he's getting hated on so much. You could get a depth running back. I just don't think you need to get an RB3 at this point. So we're going to get a center here. We're going to see what happens. Jarrett Patterson out of Notre Dame. If he develops, you're taking back-to-back day 3 centers. But whether it's Trey Hill, Jarrett Patterson, see what happens. See what fits. 128 for the Titans, the team that hates me the most. We're going to actually look at a guy like Micah McFadden here. I do like Micah McFadden quite a bit. He's good all around. I heard Troy Anderson's pretty unique. He's going to be definitely a day 3 guy, but somebody to check out for you, somebody who I'm checking out soon as well. Brian Asamoah is probably going to go before Micah, though. So we're going to go Brian here. He's going to be at the Senior Bowl, so you're going to be able to see him there. Should be pretty fun. But a guy where you continue adding depth. You're losing possibly 2 linebackers here. So Brian Asamoah in the 4th round is far from something to scoff at. 129 with the Bucs. This is a team that actually might lose some wide receivers. Just not really good guys on the board. Again, I just need to watch some of these other dudes, because at this point, I draft Sky Moore in a heartbeat. He's not on the board right now, so that sucks. Just again, actually, you know what? We're going to go Justin Shorter here out of Florida. He's a guy who should test in like the 4.5, 4.6 range. He's 6'4", 225 as well. He might even test in the lower 4.4 range, just kind of crazy. But he's a guy who has some crazy athleticism. He was the number 1 wide receiver in the country. Holy shit. That's actually crazy. I didn't even know that. But guy's an absolute beast. I didn't know that he was the number 1 player. Again, that's why I do like when these guys do all the dirty work, taking up the background for you. Just you find out stuff like, well, Roger McCreary is going to be somebody who is related to his uncle who played for the Eagles. Stuff like that. I don't have time for that. No, you have guys who are getting paid salaries here. So we can use them to our advantage, right? Justin Shorter, former number 1 wide receiver in the country, going to Buccaneers, staying in Florida. 130 with the Ravens, another team that could use Justin Shorter, to be honest, another big threat. This squad, honestly, did we just draft tight end to him? I think we did. That'd be not a bad idea. Oh yeah, they got Greg Dulcich. Mwah, wonderful. You get a chef's kiss for that one. This could be another spot for a wide receiver. I just don't really see the value for it. Running back, you have some really good guys on the board. I just don't see it. I don't. Honestly, you can continue developing some extra edge talent. Do we have – damn, dude. I was really hoping – we might have sent it to him earlier. I think his name's – I'm forgetting his name. Isaiah something. Foskey. Foskey. Did I actually see him? And that's why I remember. There he is. Yeah, that. Oh my God, he's going to Bill Belichick's defense. Kill me now. It's too good of value. This is honestly where Micah McFadden's going to go. They just get excellent value as guys drop. Linebacker is something that they could use some extra depth on as well. They have some good guys there, but you can never scoff at being able to add more value. Patriots, they like grabbing their guys who are unique. We are going to be going after Joey Porter Jr. out of Penn State. I mean, this guy is like an inch away from making a lot of plays, and his arms are ridiculous. So you have an excellent frame that's something you can't teach, and a guy who's going to be on a team that knows how to develop corners. So Joey Porter Jr. out of Penn State going right here. 132 with the Cowboys. Honestly, I can see him going edge as well. I don't really see much of a reason to. I mean, Tyler Davis and Haskell Garrett could be fun options here. They do like to draft mid-round interior defensive linemen, but I can't resist. We're going to be going after Stephon Gilmore's brother, Stephen Gilmore out of Marshall. They like to draft their mid-round corners as well. This is a team that can definitely continue developing them. Just the name is too good to pass on. 133 with the Chiefs. Honestly, I could have I gone 2 edges for him? I have a weird feeling I did, because I was like, I could go edge and edge. I did. So not a bad option. Safety and slot corner could be a really good option to go with as well. Is Isaac Taylor Stewart. I need to watch this guy. I've heard some good stuff out of him. So he's 4.4. So that's very good. I might draft him anyways. I know you guys say we don't need corner. This isn't somebody who will for sure start. So I think that a sub 4.4 or sub 4.5 corner is something that is worth something in this NFL. So we're going to go Isaac Taylor Stewart here. Again, you can never go wrong with corner. Even if you get mad at corner, you can't actually be truly mad with it. 134 with the Packers. Unfortunately, some of my favorite guys are off the board. However, I'm not a huge fan of Amari Barno. He's really thin. I don't know what's up with VT getting these thin-ass dudes. Isaiah Thomas, hate him. He's UDFA for me. Shows some good flashes, but not great. I'm going to go O'Shawn Mathis out of TCU here. If I'm not mistaken, he might be like I thought he was 267. Even better, 257. He fits perfectly on the outside. You need some extra edge help here, especially with possibly both of the Smiths leaving. 135 with the Steelers. We already went offensive line. Very well might do it again, but we need help on the interior defensive line. Tyler Davis out of Clemson. Our rush defense is crap, and it's time to continue starting to develop it. Clemson, you can get somebody who's about 300 pounds to stick right inside. Hopefully he can continue to develop. 136 with the Packers back on the board. So I can see them going another linebacker here. You have guys like even Peyton Wilson here. I hope to God Mike Jones actually returned. I'm praying to God. I hope he did. But, there are guys in here. Again, Leo Chenal. I've actually heard some very good things about him from Wisco. I don't think he comes out. I hope he doesn't, because he's going to be jumping up draft boards. He's a PFF guy. I like him a lot, but we're going to assume he's returning just for like the sake of this draft. We're going to do that. Troy Anderson's honestly too fun to pass on. He is, but tight end is a huge need for this team, and Charlie Kohler is still on the board. We're going to take him. I think that's the right move. 137 with the Ravens again. Jeez, what's up with the Ravens, man? Ravens at this point, Alec Pierce seems like a Raven. I don't know why. He really does. Really good deep threat. He's somebody where he'll be able to adjust for an inaccurate quarterback. And did I call Lamar inaccurate? Yes, and deservedly so. 138 back with the Ravens. Son of a biscuit. I think that we should look for a trade partner at this point. Again, Henry To'o is returning. So most of the guys on this board are returning. I don't think it's confirmed yet for Henry, but we're just assuming it. There are good running backs. I think there's good running backs. I think that if I'm not mistaken, Brock Purdy's here. He's my next quarterback on the list. Another guy who could go. We're not going to be drafting Tanner McKee. I hope to God he goes back. Bailey Zappe's also on the board. He should be going in this range. And pretty sure the Steelers went Malik Willis in the first, but there's going to be a team that moves up for him. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're not going to trade the Titans because I know the Ravens wouldn't want to have the Titans get it. So let's see for an NFC team if they could probably want to move up for a quarterback. Pretty sure Matt Corral went to the Saints as well. Washington drafted Sam Howell. I'm looking for the teams that are needy. The Panthers. Why not? Honestly, the Panthers at this point, why not move up for a quarterback like Bailey Zappe? Kind of forgot he was on the board, but sometimes teams forget about that. And we're going to give a 7th-round pick for it. Honestly, it's a good move. The Ravens don't have a 7th-round pick. Ravens accept the offer. Bailey Zappe out of Western Kentucky. I have him as a late 3rd, early 4th. Again, there's some stuff I like, but seeing him out of structure, he's made one good play and like probably 10 ones that he should have done something else. So he does not like to leave the system, but he has excellent deep accuracy, requisite arm. The team that could definitely use a guy like Bailey Zappe. So good for the Panthers being able to get their quarterback in this draft. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, they've got a quarterback already. So that is extremely annoying. We're going to hit the pause right at the moment. We already got Kenny Pickett. We're going to swap that with a different team that needs a quarterback. Gotta love it. You gotta love missing out on the fact that he was the first quarterback taken. We're actually going to move the Seahawks into that position. The Seahawks are going to be drafting Bailey Zappe. So they're going to return the 7th-round pick, and then we'll just give them a 5th rounder in return. Honestly, we might just do that. Who cares? We're not doing a 5th round. So we're doing that. The Seahawks, voice crack, take Bailey Zappe. Correct. So honestly, that's even a better move. I think that's a bright move for the Seahawks. They're probably not going to have a quarterback. So that's a good move. Whatever. For the Rams, let's end this off well. Let's end this off without having to readjust the draft board. The Rams, I just had that weird feeling come inside of me. I was like, oh boy. The Rams could use offensive line as well. Again, we're not going to do that. We're actually going to look for a high-end edge player, and that's where Xavier Thomas is going to come in. Just somebody with extreme athleticism, somebody who should be taken at this point. We have 2 picks left in the draft. Just wanted to check. I think this could be a good spot to go after Haskell Garrett. He's a pass rusher, so I think that's going to be the right move. Just see him feel it out. And last but not least, the Titans sitting here. Corner could definitely be something to go after. You know, you have guys like Chamari Connor here. Sevyn Banks. Honestly, Sevyn Banks is a little bit underrated at this point. Storm Duck as well. I think Storm Duck should be returning, so we're going to pretend that he returns. Which would have made the pick easier for me because I would have taken him in a heartbeat, right? Wide receiver, also something I could go after. You know, this is a team that could be looking for another wide receiver. Honestly, Danny Gray might be somebody who gets picked up at this point just because of his speed. But you know what? We're going to go the corner route or the edge route. I don't think there's anybody good enough for the edge route right now. We're going to go the corner route. Josh Jobe is certainly intriguing at this point, but I think that a guy, you look at Chamari Connor here, he has the perfect blend to him to be a great pick at this point, pairing him up with Caleb Farley. So that's going to be the draft, of course. Just remember that Bailey Zappe pick is to the Seahawks, not to the Panthers. But let me know what you guys think. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the far side. Peace.